Hello, everyone. So I'm super excited about the subject that we're going to talk about because, one, we want to do this for our TKC family, for all the parents to see, and the other one is I want to share this with other school owners, and for me as a father myself. So, Jeffrey, who's one of our black belts from TKC and his kids and stuff, I've heard over him talking about how he teaches financial responsibility to his kids through a very systematic, kind of an easy thing. And being a martial artist, I'm always looking for tangible, real stuff that we could add to our curriculum to share with our students, especially the young ones, and most of the time with our parents also. So that's why I asked Jeffrey to be here to talk about how is he managing. As a father, I have that challenge all the time. How are you managing? First of all, how did this thing start? And how are you doing it so you can teach these little kids about money, managing money?
So it's a really simple system, and I have to credit my mom with this. She used to have a chore chart, and whenever we did a chore, we would get a certain, like a quarter or 15 cents or a nickel, and she would keep track of it and write it down, and so I knew at the end of a week how much money I had earned based on how many chores. So I modified that a little bit because my wife and I believe that we should just give the kids a set allowance for a period of time. And they do have chores, but we don't directly pay them per chore. But what we do is we get the little check registers that come when you order checks from the bank. Over time, we've got a bunch of extra ones. We don't write a lot of checks. So we have extra check registers. So we have a little bank for each kid. Not a piggy bank, but it's a bank that you can actually, unscrew the top off of and they have access to. And we put this register in the bank, and they have to keep an accurate accounting of how much money they have. So when it comes time for allowance, once a month, when it comes time for allowance, they don't get paid if they can't show me a balanced register. They got to have their stack of cash, and that stack of cash has to be the exact number that's in that register. And they can't just fudge it. They can't just make up a number and write it down.
So whenever they spend money on anything, they write it down.
Yes. So if they want to buy something when we go shopping, or if they want to take money to school to buy something at Snack Shack, then they pull $5 or $10 out of their bank, and they have to account for that. And so at the end of a month, you can imagine there's a few transactions in there, and they've had to learn through trial and error to get accurate. And so they don't like it, or at least they didn't like it in the beginning. They were very resistant to it because it was a pain and they had to do math, right? But what that is now, that is normal for them now. They're thinking about the money coming in, the money going out. And I can see each one of them now thinking about, I don't want to spend my money on that. It's not worth it to me. As opposed to, sure, I'll want it. I'll buy it. Daddy will give me more money.
So is this how you teach them budgeting also?
That is. We haven't quite got to budget level. So right now it's very incidental. It's okay. I want $5 for an ice cream, or I want $2 for Snack Shack. What I want to teach them next, and I'm about to have a teenager soon. So I think as my oldest transitions into teen years, I want her to set a goal. Okay, she wants a book, or she wants a game or something that's going to cost more than a couple bucks. So now it's a matter of, okay, I've got to make decisions. If I want this $45 gadget, I now need to not spend $3 here, $4 there, $6 there on stuff that I don't really care about.
Right. I wish I'd known that with my kids. Well, I wish I'd known that for me first, beginning first.
It helps. When you have to hold yourself to the same standard.
Absolutely.
You can't tell them to do it if you're not doing it yourself. So it's a great role model.
And
aspect.
this is the curriculum that must be taught in school, instead of all the other stuff they do, which is a whole different conversation. But what a practical way to teach kids about money and allowance, and it's their money, and they can do whatever they want. They just have to write down what it was.
There's certain, I ask them to tell me what they want to spend their money on, because there will be occasion, there's certain video games and stuff I'm not going to let them buy.
Right.
Or if they
No,
want
they
to
have to
spend,
ask first,
but,
which is
but
great,
there's some
yeah.
permission. But we're very permissive. We let them spend it on just about anything. I sometimes will give them my opinion, like, oh, really? You're going to spend your money on that ice cream? Okay, all right, okay, go for it. But just to make them pause and think, weigh the options. But if that's really what they want to do, if they're committed to it, then they can do it.
Awesome. So I'd love to hear some of the parents and some of the school owners that are watching this about what's your thoughts on this, and
Or maybe there's a better method out there.
yeah. But this is easy to do. This
Very.
is not that big of a thing.
It's hard emotionally to do because you have to force them to do it. So
Yeah.
so overcoming the obstacle of their resistance is the hardest part. But that's where we start. We really start young. As soon as they can functionally add and subtract, you got to start it right then.
Right. Thank you for your time.
Sure.
This was a wonderful lesson, and I look forward to your feedback.